that about?
I just really like Predator football boots.
Really?
Yeah.
You lining me up?
Yeah, of course.
All right. Nothing wrong with that. I like shoes. There's nothing wrong with liking a pair of shoes. Predator foot. Why Predator football?
I know, it's just whatever came into mind.
Okay, yeah, I know he was winding me up. The producer telling me you're winding me up. I know you're winding me up. Oh, yeah, I was in on that joke. Yeah, definitely. So I'm not happy that there's been enough vindictiveness going on in your. I mean, anyone else outside of football you want to give a shoeing to?
George Osborne.
George Osborne.
Could have been a bit more careful this week, but no, in football, Emmanuel Aboué could do a slap.
Well, what's he done wrong?
He's just a clown.
You can't have him either.
He's just a clown.
He's just a clown.
See, you're the person that Arsene Wenger was talking about. Start being nicer to your team.
There are limits. There are limits. Honestly, Aboué's performance.
You want Philippe Senderos back then?
Big Phil.
Yes.
Best bit of business Wenger's done, wasn't it?
I don't know, Seagan, I thought he did quite well.
Where is Pascal Seagan now?
I think
he's serving happy meals at McDonald's.
He was at Villarreal. I'm not sure if I didn't see him play the other night against Aalborg, but he might be still in the squad.
Aboué's kept in the team because everyone gets on with him and he's good banter in the dressing room. That's just, you know, how far can you stretch having, you know, good atmosphere? He played well at right back.
There's no real candidates to lead Arsenal, is there? I mean, it's one of those teams, they all seem to be, when you look at them, even though they're obviously all ranged from 19 to 26, they all look like they're clones, don't they? 22, fit, clean-cut, healthy guys, can pass the ball like a heat-seeking missile, but they're all almost clones personality-wise, aren't they? With the exception possibly of Gallas, who's a screwball.
I don't know, I've not met them, I couldn't comment on their personality, but Fabregas looks like a natural-born leader.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are winners. They might not be leaders as such. You know, Vieira wasn't like a big, you know, you look back at that, the Invincibles, there was no sort of Adams or John Terry figure. But somehow as a team, I think Wenger's probably their leader, and that he's the one they look up to, and he's the one that guides them, and
not a father figure to all of them.
Yeah, absolutely, and you can see when Fabregas scores, and when a lot of them run over to Wenger as if he is the driving force, and he has been, to be honest, behind the club's success for however long it's been.
Sure, 11 years. Obviously, it's clear that Arsenal, all the players have so much respect for Wenger. Obviously, he's the one that's brought them to the club, or certainly seen them through the youth ranks, depending on what the situation is. And I think, as far as leadership goes, which obviously you touched on, I think just obviously Gallas, there were problems with him last season in terms of obviously he had that sulk on the pitch at Birmingham, and at the time it seemed that the way that Wenger had spoken about it, that he was actually questioning whether or not he wanted to keep Gallas on. And I think certainly speaking to everyone about Gallas initially when he was made captain, the impression that you get is that he was it was almost as if to keep him there because he was a little bit unhappy, and I think
to keep him under wraps.
Exactly, and he's obviously one of the senior players because it's such a young team that who apart from unless they made say Kolo Touré or Fabregas, who are one of the more established ones. I mean, I personally think that Kolo Touré would be the shout if I were choosing the Arsenal captain, but I think that Gallas.
Who's captain of Fulham nowadays? Jimmy Bullard captain or?
Yeah,
Jimmy Bullard's captain.
Yeah,
and that's probably a good call. And Danny Murphy, I think, wears the armband sometimes as well. But I mean, that just illustrates that we're talking about Arsenal, we're talking about Liverpool, we're talking about catching up at Manchester United and Chelsea. And then when you contrast and you look at the names and the setup of Fulham, it's just the mentality is entirely different, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean,
you just know you're dealing with a team that are on a complete, even though they're in the same division, on a completely different plane, aren't they?
It's like chalk and cheese, to be honest, because the fact is when you look at the setup of Arsenal, obviously 60,000 seater stadium, like obviously I think the backroom staff at Arsenal, literally they have everything, nutritionists, and I mean there's probably about 100 different jobs that they don't even have at Fulham. So I think the most revolutionary thing that they've got at Craven Cottage is the exercise bikes that they have.
And that's something that's been borrowed from American football. I think the American football first started having that, the old training bikes on the side. What other sports do we like?
Rugby union.
Rugby union? Yeah, I thought you'd be a rugby man. Did you play rugby at school?
Rugby at school.
Adam, yeah?
No.
No.
But I like it.
Were you public school educated?
Possibly.
Possibly. So was I. Doesn't make you a bad person. What school did you go to?
Clifton.
Clifton. Oh, very nice. Martha, what about yourself? Where are you from originally, Martha?
Sorry.
Sorry. Where did you go to school?
I went to day school. I didn't go to boarding school or anything.
Doesn't make you a bad person. What about yourself?
I went to Carmel College. It no longer exists, unfortunately.
Really?
Yeah.
It was so good they closed it down.
Exactly.
Condemned.
Exactly.
It fell an Ofsted test or something.
Yeah, something like that. No, it just not enough people were sending their kids to boarding school. So.
And obviously you're at university, Martha. You two guys university students or been university students?
Was at university a long time ago.
Happy days?
Was, yeah. It was,
Mad as they say it is. I've obviously never been. University of life, me.
I just went to drama school after school and graduated.
Now, we joked about the other, but you're a budding thesp, aren't you?
Yeah, mainly theatre.
Mainly theatre.
TV at the moment, but you know, hopefully some of the guys at SportsXchange will
yes,
let
definitely
me appear in some of the TV adverts.
Yeah, we'll get you on the adverts and the sports.
The bagel eating.
Yeah.
It's an art, and once you've got it, it's like riding a bike. Once you've got it, that's it for life.
He can't do Hamlet, but he's got a healthy appetite. Is what I think he's trying to say. Shakespearean, I could see a bit Shakespearean accent.
Yeah, I'd love.
Give it quite a verse of Shakespeare. Where's his camera? Where's his camera, love? Camera 2. That's what camera 2. We need a camera. We need a camera for Adam. Camera 3, Adam. Give us a bit of Shakespeare into camera 3.
I'd obviously love to, but I'm contractually obliged, as my agent would agree, to not do anything under.
We'll have to get something drafted up in the break. I want a bit of Shakespeare. That's what this show needs, is a bit of culture. I mean, contrast these three beautiful specimens to the riff-raff we had in last week. They were lovely fellas, but it's chalk and cheese. It's the whole spectrum of our audience we get in the studio here. We're going to have to start mixing and matching, I think, get some sparks flying. It's coming up to 9:30. We'll be back in a couple of minutes with more from the three amigos here in the studio. The quiz is on the way, and we'll turn our attention as well to the darker side of football, the murky world of football finance. Stay with us on the Sports Exchange, channel 456. 29 minutes to 10, you're back live with the Sports Exchange. It's the FanXchange here on channel 456 on Sky 417 in Ireland and across the World Wide Web. High quality live streaming at sportsexchange.tv. You can email the studio with your comments, suggestions and questions to the channel generally, and of course our three friends here, Alex, Martha and Adam. Presenters at sportsexchange.tv is the email address, and they've been flooding in. We've got a new national sport in this country. This country's got some great traditions. Trooping the colour, obviously the English football team, the English rugby team, the English cricket team, and a new one is giving Tottenham grief. It's becoming a national obsession, isn't it? And all the emails, no surprise, are about Tottenham. Tottenham jokes. Anyone got any Tottenham jokes?
Yeah, I have. Well, you know, they've obviously they've called off all matches, Premier League matches this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently, there's been like some betting irregularities. Have you not heard about this?
Oh look! Can we get close? That's Adam's acting ability there coming through.
It was good. It was good. You've ruined the moment now. Why have you done that?
It was like an episode of Crossroads there for a minute.
Rewind.
Go on, sorry. Sorry. In all seriousness, another joke. Go on.
No. Well, no, seriously.
Betting irregularities.
Yeah, apparently, a couple of people put a fiver on Spurs to win this.
Hey! What's the difference between Tottenham?
Get it right.
I was a stand-up comedian in the previous life. What's the difference between Tottenham and a triangle?
Triangle's got 3 points.
Correct. And there's some other ones.
What's the difference between a pair of cowboy boots and Ramos?
Go on.
Well, boots, on a cowboy boots, you have the Spurs on the outside, and Ramos is a crap manager.
To be fair, people give Juan de Ramos stick, but in all seriousness, I mean, he came in, he had the press conference, and he guaranteed that Spurs would be a Premiership club for 3 seasons. Unfortunately, the 3 seasons he was talking about were autumn, winter and spring. They'll be in the Championship by the summer. See, that was the best one, yeah. So I was just warming up. I need a cup one to warm up. But in all seriousness, let's get these Spurs emails. Pascal Yido Murphy in County Kildare Island. Pascal, I hope you're being genuine with your location. Big Sam, please come in and save Spurs from going down. Or if it's not him, who else? I feel Ramos has lost respect of his team. I mean, the whole Tottenham situation is a comedy from start to finish. Sam Allardyce, I'm not so sure. Any candidates out there you think that could save Tottenham?
I always think that with the club, when they're struggling, it's always good to bring in someone that has been in that position before, to be honest. Honestly, with Spurs, I just think that they're a lost cause, and so it doesn't really matter who they bring in. Whoever they bring in, they'll go down.
Yes, I mean, no, it's just a laughing stock. Any ideas?
Well, I don't know. There was a Martin Jol. He was really good, wasn't he? That manager, he was really good.
His team had top of the shop in the
That's right,
in the Bundesliga, and they won last night in the UEFA Cup. But a good win away from home, which is something Tottenham couldn't manage. Any suggestions from you, Martha, for a Tottenham manager?
I don't know that I'd get rid of Ramos. I think I've got a friend who's a Spurs fan, and he seems to think the director is the one.
Daniel Levy. There's a
Not Daniel Levy.
Oh, no, another one. Kamoli, the
Yeah.
sporting director.
Sporting
sorry,
director, yeah.
Yeah, as opposed to the board director. Yeah. Well, apparently there's a protest. 12,000 fans going to protest at the weekend. I'm interested in that. So you got a friend who's a boy, not a boyfriend. He's a friend who's a boy, who's a Spurs fan. If you went out with someone further down the line, would you switch allegiance to their team? Really?
No.
But that's almost like sort of keeping a bit of your past relationship with you, is it not?
The relationship wasn't built on Liverpool, but no, there's no point just sort of switching team every